When my girl's got the sweetest pussy, nestles in her lap, be the first to admit and wanna stroke that kitten, fell right into her trap.
Hi everyone, welcome to SinCityBounty. I'm going to redo this opening again because I'm going to do some sharing. But I will do a little talking while I'm doing all this sharing. So, in my timeline, in my time feed on Facebook, which is my main social media, by the way, I love Facebook because all my friends are there and I get to keep up with them and what's going on in their lives, which I really like. But it seems like it's kitten season. Everybody that I know is getting kittens. There are at least 5 people in my timeline that have gotten brand new kittens, and I'm jealous. But they're the cutest thing ever. Ever. The kittens are awesome. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but one of my very favorite things to do at night now, before I fall asleep, is I go onto Instagram and I type in hashtag cats of Instagram. And when you do that, a bunch of pictures appear, but there's one big box and it's videos, and you click on that. And I swear I sit there for like an hour, maybe longer, because you lose track of time in today's world with all that's going on. And I do nothing but watch kitten videos. It's crazy. So anyway, I'm pasting up. I know you see my arm there. I'm pasting up my little sticky note to remind me what I want to talk about tonight. So I'm just waiting for a few more people to come on, and I'm going to share this video over onto the Elexia page. If you guys don't know, I have an Elexia SinCityBounty page. I have an Elexia personal page that I'm never on. Although, I think I'm going to go there and make my Facebook avatar. Because those avatars are the cutest things ever. Right? I don't know if you've made yours or not. I'm going to do that probably sometime tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to go over to my Elexia Facebook and make an avatar. Because they're the cutest thing ever. The cutest. Alright, so give me just a moment while I share this. SinCityBounty. Sharing video over to Elexia. And we've already got Lisa, Tim, Elexia. Ooh, what a pretty name. What a gorgeous name. Christopher, how you doing? Rate post and post. Share, copy link, get out of here, go to Alexia's page, publish, paste, paste. Another thing I wanted to talk about, I'm a social media kind of person. That's kind of what I do for a living, kind of. And somebody was talking to me the other day about, you know, they're my friend, but I never see their stuff. And then you guys have seen that post that everybody puts out about the algorithms. The algorithms of Facebook make it so you only see 10 of your friends. It's all about engagement. If you go over to your friend's page that you never see and like or comment or react somehow on their page, then more than likely you're going to see it in your timeline. So that's the fix. Not posting that little post about everybody comment, because then you're making everybody else do the work instead of your lazy ass going over there and doing the work. So just so you know. All right, I think we have, we're down to 5. I lost one. Hey, hold on, I'm coming back. Sorry, I accidentally flipped the camera. Oh, I gained one, and I lost one. It's like people pop in and then they go away. Okay, whatever. Welcome to SinCityBounty at Home Quarantine Edition. This is, I can't remember how many shows we've done this way so far. Last week we took off because we all lead very busy lives. Hello to everyone in chat. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back, even though we weren't here last week. Oh, my mask is falling. So I'm wearing a mask today. Yes, I'm home alone. There's nobody else in this room with me except for a dog. I'm wearing a mask today because I want to talk about masks a little bit. This is a very pretty mask. This was made by my stepdad's niece. She made a bunch of them. I also have a purple one that I was going to wear, but it's dirty. Oh, I guess you can't see it on the camera. Oh, yeah, you can. It's dirty, so I just got to wash that. And I've got one of these throwaway ones that I haven't used yet, so it's practically brand new. But I carry those in my purse with me along with this one, just so I have one, and if I run into somebody who I want to talk to for a little bit, I offer them a mask if they don't have one, although I may change my mind on that and say, fuck you, you didn't think enough of me to bring a mask, so I don't want to talk to you. Just saying. I mean, come on now. So, first thing I want to talk about is, let's see, I covered the kittens, I covered the avatars. There is a video trending right now. A couple days ago, a few days ago, last week I think it was, there was a screenshot of a response by Costco to a guy who said, I am canceling my membership to Costco because this is America, it's a free country, and I shouldn't have to wear a mask. And Costco politely said, we don't want your membership, get the fuck off our page. Practically. They were very nice. They were professional. I think it was a fake. I'm not sure. It may have been a fake post, but there is a video right now trending on Twitter of a Costco employee by the name of Tyson, Tison, and some smarmy ass guy is filming him for his 3,000 followers on Instagram that he was being ejected from the Costco store because he wasn't wearing a mask. And Tyson, very in your face, says, hi 3,000 followers, which I loved. Number one, because that's my kind of smarmy, sarcastic ass. He says, yes, I am ejecting this man from our store. Yes, so the post about the writing, the typing was fake. But this video is real, and you can go see it right now because the motherfucker is trending. His name is Tyson, Tison. He says into the camera, I'm ejecting this guy from the store because he's not wearing a mask, and it is store policy for you to have a mask when you come in the store. And Tyson took the motherfucker's cart away from him and walked away. It was the best thing ever. So, my heart goes out to Tyson right now. I'm not a Costco shopper because it's just me, so I don't need to shop that much. But I may have to change that. I don't know. All right. Number two. So I'm wearing a mask today because I wanted to... I know you guys aren't stupid, but there seems to be people out there who are stupid. I just unfriended a long-time friend, a very, very long-time friend, because they got on this bandwagon about it's America and I don't need to wear a mask or whatever. And if I want to get, if I am adult enough to take care of myself, so if I don't want to have to wear one, I shouldn't have to wear one, blah, 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 blah. So it's not, you don't wear the mask to protect you. I don't know if you guys know that, but this mask does not protect you from getting sick. It protects other people from having to put up with the spit that comes out of your mouth when you're talking. Especially if you start yelling. When I talk, I see spit flying everywhere. Here in Nevada, during the summer, the sun shines on everything, and you can see little glints of silver exploding from my mouth as I'm talking because I'm a spitter. The mask is to trap those splatters so they don't accidentally go into the corner of somebody's eyeball and gets them sick, just in case you might be carrying. The only person I want to hang out with right now is Sierra, because she got her test done, and she's negative, but she's going to tell you all about that, so I'm not going to cover that. Wear your goddamn masks. If you don't have a mask, you can go to any convenience store. It's a little bit more expensive. You can get a fucking bandana. If you're going to be talking to people, pull your shirt up so it covers the spittle that comes out of your mouth when you talk. And don't think like your shit don't stink. You spit when you talk, motherfucker. So you need to wear your masks. Number one, wear your goddamn masks. Okay? CDC recommends it. Our governor here in Nevada did not put a mandate out that you had to wear a mask. And he was asked why. Why are you not requiring customers to wear a mask? He is requiring workers. Our state is opening up. He is requiring all employees and employers, when they're dealing with the public, they have to wear a mask. But when he was asked why he isn't requiring customers to wear a mask, it was because of the violence that goes along with people who don't want their rights trampled upon. It is my right not to be domestically terrorized by your spit. It is my right to protect my mom, who is 70 years old, from having to breathe in the liquid that comes out of your lungs when you get mad at her because she happens to be Asian. So, I know I'm not going to change her mind. I'm not. So I don't even know why I'm saying all this, but I'm mad. I am so mad right now. So I thought I would just wear my mask for the show today. Because, fucking wear your mask. Holy crap. And then there was a lady who sat down in a restaurant, one of these restaurants that reopened, and she not only got 7 other people infected with her coronavirus that she wasn't showing symptoms for. It was because the ventilation, the air conditioning in that restaurant is on a recycle where it recycles the air that is in the room and doesn't bring fresh air from outside. If you work in an office space, and even if there's someone 6 feet away, because the liquid that they spit out of their mouth that holds that coronavirus, the vapor that holds the coronavirus goes up into the air conditioning system and recycles right back out, can still get your ass sick from across the goddamn room. Wear your goddamn mask. Oh my God. Oh my God. So Lisa says that there was a woman of 2 that was being denied access to Costco for having her kids with her. They were probably unruly, uncontrolled, and didn't have a mask. Christopher Bates says, wear your mask because of the spit. You motherfuckers spit. Don't tell me you don't. I can feel the moisture on the inside of my mask right now because I'm so mad and I'm probably spitting like crazy. Christopher says, or sneezing. Yes, or sneezing. And sneezing is worse because that's forceful air, vapor air being expelled from your body to go out into the world. So 6 feet isn't even enough when someone sneezes around you. Choirs, we already know this. This was already in the news. It was already discussed. Choirs, when they sing, they expel air with great force. And I'm sorry, but people who sing in a choir spit too. Got all of their fellow choir mates sick. Wear your mask. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Air conditioning, I covered that. Masks, I covered that. I went out of order. So let me talk about a few stories in the news that just totally caught me off guard because I can't believe this crap is in the news. Number 1, there is a woman in Nebraska who is suing every gay person on the planet. Every single one. And she wants a federal court to rule whether being gay is a sin. Because, and this is, what's it when it's a quote, but it's not exactly the quote that she said? I forgot what it's called. She said, gay people know it's a sin. They have to know that being gay is a sin because they were hiding it for so long. I couldn't believe this. I mean, why else were they hiding in a closet if they didn't know it was a sin? What? What the fuck? WTF! Exclamation point, exclamation point, what the fuck? I hope nobody is taking her seriously. I hope nobody is taking her seriously. But this was in Time magazine. This article was in Time magazine, and I could not believe that this was happening. Okay. So that's one news story that I was like, what the fuck? The second news story that was what the fuck, paraphrase, thank you so much. The second news story that fucking completely caught me off guard was, do you remember a few years ago when there was that one super rich guy who made a bunch of drugs that were super cheap, but he was selling them for $5,000 per pill or something? Anyway, his name is Shkreli. He asked if he could be released from prison to help find a cure for COVID-19. What? Oh, that what was so explosive that it almost blew my mask off. What the fuck? Anyway, they said no. Thank God they said no. Shkreli wants to save the world. Yeah, and he's probably going to charge you $10,000 per vaccine hit. What? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm not going to get into the news on the vaccine because it's still in early stages, so I'm not going to talk about that yet. So the third news story that I couldn't believe was in the news. I couldn't believe it was in the news. These are the three stories I can't believe that are in the news. Was Matt Lauer, that's how you say it, Matt Lauer, the news guy from NBC, I believe it was, who was fired back in 2017, wrote an article rebutting Ronan Farrow's assessment that he had raped some woman. And I don't know if you guys remember this story or not, but Matt Lauer, super popular news guy on NBC, a lot of stories started to come out about him, about the sexual harassment. One person said that he raped her. And he got a platform at some magazine. I'm not going to say the name of the magazine. You can look it up if you want. I'm not going to say it. You can go read it if you want, but he tries to tear down Ronan Farrow. Ronan Farrow is the reporter, I believe, from the Times that outed him as a sexual abuser, right? As a sexual assaulter. That's the phrase, sexual assaulter. So he writes this long article, and this guy, I don't know if you remember this story or not, but Matt Lauer, this is the one thing that I remember mainly from the story. He had a remote button that he could hit to lock women in his office so they couldn't go anywhere. Why are people giving him a platform to write a story, to give his opinion? Your opinion doesn't mean crap, Matt Lauer, however the fuck you say your name. Get an extra consonant. Buy a consonant from Pat Sajak. Okay. Those are the three stories that I was like, why are these even in the news? Why? Alright. So the big story that I want to talk about, the biggest story that I want to talk about. So during the day, when I wake up, I turn on the news. I don't have a TV, so I get my iPad that's sitting here that you guys are seeing me on. I get my iPad, and I open up YouTube because NBC News, which I actually really like, has a practically 24/7 hour live stream of the news. And yes, it repeats, and yes, it repeats, and yes, it repeats. But they break into press conferences, like when the White House talks, or when Cuomo is talking, because they really love him. So I usually just have that on until, I don't know, 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, when I watch shows or whatever, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But so I'm watching the news, and they break in because the 45 is doing a press conference, is talking to some people. And usually I sit there and I work on my computer, or I work on my calligraphy, or I'm writing or whatever, and it's background, but I can hear it, so I'm kind of getting caught up via osmosis on what's going on. And and yes, face mask and baseball caps, yes. And I'll explain that in a minute. Anyway, so I'm listening, and then 45 drops that he is currently taking hydroxychloroquine. I looked up. I don't know if anybody what you were doing at the moment, but as soon as he said it, I looked up at my iPad, and I'm like, what? Because all the science that has come out, except for that one study in France and some other opinion piece, all the studies that have come out said you should not be taking hydroxychloroquine unless you're under the care of a doctor and in the hospital. And but even then, it has major health issues. It can give you heart arrhythmias. It can fucking kill you, right? He is not symptomatic. He has tested negative, and he even said that right there during the press conference. But, about a week now, he's been taking hydroxychloroquine. So it's one of two things. One, he's lying because he can't be wrong. He has one of those personalities where they're not going to fucking prove me wrong. I'm going to start taking it just to show them it's not dangerous because I'm right. And all of those doctors, even my own CDC, is wrong. Or two, the same fucking reason. Except he's not lying. He's not lying, and he's taking it so he can be proven right. Because he has the kind of personality that says, I'm right. I've always been right. And he repeats that anyway during his press conference. We're the best. We've done the best. We have the best economy. We have the best tests. We're the best. He doesn't want to be wrong. So I stopped everything that I was doing, and I'm watching the news, and the reporters gasped. There was a audible gasp, and he knew that was the reaction that he was going to get. He knew that that's what was going to happen. Maybe he did it for that, so that might be a third reason, just to freak out the fucking reporters, maybe. But he allowed them to ask some questions. He told them about the White House put out a statement the next day about consulting with his doctor, and he is using it as a preventative. I am not a doctor. I am not. So I'm going to have to go with his doctor, but I wonder about his fucking doctor. I wonder just a little bit. So that's part one of the hydroxychloroquine. What the fuck? Okay. Two, I read a story today, and it just happened across my feed. You know the little metal things on the mask? If they start to drift like that, it's uncomfortable, so you got to put it back. But that metal helps shape it on your face. So anyway. So the second thing I saw in the news today was a guy from Fox, super popular on Fox, I guess. I don't watch a channel. unless I'm out front in the front room with my mom because she has it on 24/7. But this guy named Neil Cavuto, I don't know who he is. He's on Fox. He's one of the personalities. He criticized 45 for taking hydroxychloroquine. And so the news story that I saw today was Trump is done. He's done with Fox. He's going to find himself another news outlet to give his stories to, because what the hell is going on in Cavuto's camp that he is criticizing the President of the United States? Fucker, you need to be criticized. You need to be. So if he's done with Fox, that's cool. That's good. If they stop covering him because of it, which they won't, and I'm not going to go into Obamagate tonight, but oh my God, Fox is going crazy with the Obamagate thing. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that tonight. So that's the second part of the hydroxychloroquine saga. It's like a fucking saga. When adjusting your mask, try not to do it from the side, not your, oh yeah, because if you touch it, then you put the germs right there, the virus right there under your eyes, which is really close to your tear ducts, is where those little balls with the needles in them get sucked right up into your eyeballs. So yes, try not. I'm home alone, Bree. It's just me. Nobody's here. I'm wearing this for political whatever statement reasons. Okay. Anyway, so that's part 2 of the hydroxychloroquine saga. Part 3 of the hydroxychloroquine saga. That's a great word once you get it under control, right? Hydroxychloroquine. Got it under control. I can say that word. No problems. Part 3 of that saga is Nancy Pelosi made a short statement. It was a short statement. And I'm going to pull this off of here because I took a lot of notes on this one. She made a statement saying that she's really disappointed, or not disappointed. She says she doesn't really think that the president, he's our president, and he shouldn't be taking a drug that is, not technically warranted or proven. Especially, and so this is the quote part, especially in his age group and his, shall we say, weight group, morbidly obese, so they say. Close quote. And when she said that, and that's the only thing she said, she didn't say anything else. It was one sentence with some hyphens and some commas, but it was one sentence. And she said he was morbidly obese, which the White House came out the next day saying he is 77 pounds from being morbidly obese. He is just over the edge of being obese. Anyway, that's not the point. We know Nancy Pelosi. We know how she is. Petty would be a descriptor I would use. I like her because I can be fucking petty. But we know that she's petty. And when she said it, you could feel the vibe of a sneer in her voice when she said, shall we say, weight group, morbidly obese. So yes, I will grant you, she was trolling. But the MAGAs, that's what we call Trump followers, MAGAs, right? MAGAS. They're up in arms, and they said that she was fat shaming. So right now, trending on Twitter is the hashtag fat shaming and hashtag plump president. So number one, she used the medical term morbidly obese, even though it is the fucking ugliest term. Ugly. It is the ugliest term, because when something is morbid, right? You guys know what I mean, right? Morbid is not a pretty word. They should totally divorce it from fatness or ugliness or any other thing that is morbidly something, except when it comes to fucking Stephen King movies or any of those slasher movies. That's morbid, right? It is like wearing a baseball cap and chewing gum. I am out of breath right now. I'm so mad. Anyway, so Nancy Pelosi did her thing. Everybody is up in arms. They're saying that she was fat shaming the president. Okay, I, as a fat woman, and us as a fat woman radio podcast show, we talk about being fat in today's world. And usually we have a very positive spin. Usually we're fucking funny, especially Sierra. I'm sure she's going to have tons of fucking jokes in her segment next. But what happens when you say things like the morbidly obese is, one, you give the idea that it's fucking morbid, right? Two, you open the door. You open the door for other people to make their stupid fat jokes. You open the door for people to shame other people for the way that they look, or for personal aspects about them instead of who they are or what they say. And I've been for a long time. When I was a kid, don't get me wrong, when I was younger, and I'm not even a kid, when I was a young adult, I had no problem calling someone ratchet looking, or who the fuck did your hair, Edward Scissorhands. I had no problem insulting people for the way that they looked. But I'm grown now. I'm grown and I'm more adult now, and it's not the first thing that I use when I need to insult someone. I don't go for culture, and I don't go for looks. Even when I'm saying, the guy that's over there, if they happen to be African American, I try not to say African American, just so you know, it's just the guy over there in the blue shirt, right? Because I'm an adult, and I don't want to be one of those people that look at other people and judge them for the way that they look. I mean, how can I do that, me being actually morbidly obese? What gives me the right to be able to do that? And then the other argument, the back argument, is she used a clinical medical term to describe the way that he looked, which was wrong. The fact that she used morbidly obese was wrong. Obese would have been fine. Morbidly obese is not, according to BMI standards, doctors, whatever the fuck. Fat guy. Two, I forgot my point. Oh my God. I'm so riled up. Anyway, my whole point is it opens the door that even one of my favorite places to get the news, The Daily Show and Trevor Noah. I am in absolute love with Trevor Noah and everything about him. He made a fat joke. A fat joke. A joke about being fat. And it just pissed me off. The other day, a couple weeks ago, I learned who Adam Carolla was. I never knew who he was before, let alone knew that he had the most downloaded podcast ever. I'm not jealous, because Adam Carolla is a fucking ass. Let me tell you. Because my first introduction to him, he was on Fox News, of course, and talked about fat people in the most denigrating way, and COVID-19. So, fuck you, people who make jokes about fat people. Fuck you. Trevor Noah is going to have to work really hard for the next year to gain back my love. So, that's just that. Anyway, when you do say things that draw attention to the way someone looks, it just opens the door. Nancy Pelosi is a bitter, unhappy person. I don't know if that's true. She doesn't seem unhappy whenever I see her in her little video clips or whatever. I think she's just petty. And I recognize the pettiness in her. The pettiness in me recognizes the pettiness in her, because I can be pretty petty, although I'm really good at not showing it so much. Every once in a while it comes out in the words that I have to say, so yeah. Anyway. Okay, so and then a couple of side notes on 45. The last thing I want to talk about with 45 is stop stealing, stop taking, stop using Star Trek terminology to describe your shit. Don't. Oh my God. I know that the Space Force logo was designed years before Trump got into office, but it still looks like the Star Trek insignia, and that pissed me off. And then 2, he decided to start his warp speed program. Warp speed. He called it warp speed. Fucker, your ideals do not match up with the perfect ideals of Star Trek. Pre-Picard show. So, fuck off and stop stealing Star Trek shit. That's all I gotta say about that. Okay. Let me calm down a little bit. Calm, woosah, woosah. Yeah. So, a quick little story just for my mom. I read today that Pier 1 is closing. Pier 1 is my mom's favorite store ever. They were having some trouble back in February, and then COVID hit, and they can't get out from under it, so they are permanently closing all of their stores, and I'm very sad about that, because one of my favorite things to do is to shop with my mom at Pier 1. So now we're just going to have to look for shit that comes out of Pier 1 at, like, Ross and stuff like that, because I can't find it in a Macy's, and I can't find it anywhere else. Maybe a Cost Plus, I think. Well, maybe I'll take her to Cost Plus, and that might soothe her Pier 1 ruffles a little bit. Anyway, I'm sad for Pier 1 closing. Pier 1 is a very, very, very pretty store. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention is I have been in love with Canada, our neighbor to the north, for a very long time. Our neighbor to the north, I've been in love with them. I used to listen to a radio show on NPR that just did like a half an hour storytelling out of Canada about places in Canada. I fell in love with it. And the people there are usually super nice. But I don't know what happened. Yes, I love Pier 1 too. I don't know what happened, but since the stay-at-home orders around the world, because of the stay-at-home orders, something happened in Canada. I guess it broke the back of those normally nice people who maybe they aren't supposed to be nice all the time, because they've had 2 mass shootings. And then I read a story today about a young kid, not an adult. He can't be tried as an adult. And I learned that because they wouldn't release his name because he's not an adult. Went to a massage parlor and then stabbed a woman to death and stabbed another woman, but not to death. So he stabbed 2 women, 1 to death, and they're calling it incel, I-N-C-E-L, incel domestic terrorism. So I went to a couple of news stories about this to try to understand what incel domestic terrorism was, or what the word incel meant. And I did a little bit of research, and I read all. I'm a researcher. I do this. I read all the things, and I still can't quite grasp it. I'm not sure if it's Islamic. I know it's misogynistic. Anyway, I asked Sierra in a text before we started if she would explain it to me, so she's going to do that next. And it just freaked me out a little bit, and I want to understand what it means. It's like understanding people. Not that incel has anything to do with these other people, but I am one of those kind of people that I like to keep up with the social rules that are going on because I think they're important. Like people who want to be called they or them, right? I want to call you by the pronoun you want to be called by because it is respectful to do so. If your name on your birth certificate is Joanna and you want to be called Joe, I'm going to call you Joe and not Joanna because it's what you want. And it's just respectful to call you what you want me to call you. And there are plenty of people out there in the world that say, hey, if it looks like a boy, I'm going to call it a he. And if it looks like a girl, I'm going to call it a she. And I'm never going to call someone a they or refer to them as them because that's just stupid. And this new PC crap, oh my God, this new PC crap, as soon as the 2 letters P and C together come out of their mouths, I visibly shake. And I'm like, oh my God, you are not going to pull this PC excuse for not doing the respectful thing. Just do the respectful thing and call them what they want to be called. I mean, come on, right? I'm going to tell you, my mask is super wet from all the spitting that I've been doing. So the gum and baseball cap, I don't wear hats. I don't wear caps, baseball caps. I don't wear hats. And I try not to chew gum. And the reason is I get riled up. I get smart-assed. I get snarky. I get mean. I get nasty. And Sierra has now discovered that masks do the same thing. So maybe you might not want to have a conversation with me while I'm wearing a mask. Let's keep it on Zoom, right? We'll keep the conversations on Zoom. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I think I covered everything. Let me look at my list. Yep, everything's covered. That's all I wanted to talk about. I had an idea, though. I know that you guys can see that guy right there. See him right there? Do you know who that is? I'm going to give you a tour next week. That's the Baphomet. Oh, and the other thing is, with these masks, you should all practice in the mirror your reactions so people can see your emotions just in your eyes, right? So practice and if you are one of those lucky people who are able to lift one eyebrow, milk that for all it's worth. Be able to judge people. Yeah. Smile. So that's my smile eyes when I'm smiling. This is my, what the hell? What the hell? Yeah. The eye opens a little bit. Practice with your mask on in the mirror. Your reactions. Since people can't see your mouth anymore, I know that I have a tendency to sneer my lip when I'm being snarky. But you can't see it with the mask on. But this is a pretty mask, isn't it? Now, if I could get it just long enough to cover my double chin, I think that would be good. Anyway, my mask is soaked. Because I've been talking a lot. And I've been riled up like I've been wearing a baseball cap and chewing gum and wearing a mask. So, I'm Elexia. I'm part 1 of 3 today for SinCityBounty. Sierra is next, followed by Toxie. Thanks for joining me. I'm done for the night, and I'm going to go relax, get some coffee, and watch the other ladies. Thank you so much for coming. Thanks for the comments. Bree, I always see the smile in your eyes. Always. Love you very much. Aren't you in Wisconsin? What the fuck is up with your people in Wisconsin? Hey, I'm done. I gotta stop. I'm stopping. Okay. Bye. Love you guys.
It's me in my super cute mask today. Hold on. Let me get my tablet. Because I need to be able to read some stuff to you guys. I also need to turn the air conditioner off because, yeah, it's a little loud in here. Alright. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? How about I don't give a shit? So, I got 5 people in here. I got Toxie, I got Elexia, I got the important people in here now. So, let me talk about, first off, I went and got my COVID-19 test this weekend. I happen to be insured and employed and live in a city and state where the testing is very, very accessible. Our local university medical center and the National Guard teamed up to do a drive-through test facility. And all I had to do was go online, put in my information, set up a test, and I didn't have to pay anything. I know how lucky I am that it's good, that I could get it done for free. So, I'm wearing my mask in solidarity with Elexia. My test came back negative. I am negative for COVID-19 and the antibodies, so I have not been sick yet. And I'd like to tell you that I have not caught COVID-19 and I have not gotten sick for a couple of reasons. The first one is this motherfucker right here. Right here, this mask. My company was kind enough to supply us with disposable masks, but I also know how hard it is to get a hold of those, and we have some people who need disposable ones. And I knew I could get my hands on a very affordable fabric mask through Bree Brown, who has a website. She's selling masks and everything. And that's where I got this one from. It is a double layer, and it's got the little elastic that goes over the ears. And I'd just like to let you know, when you have these, if at any point your elastic starts to get stretched out, and it starts like not holding to your face, if you take your elastics and you twist them up, that will help to snug them up against your face. So, anyway. I wear my mask and I wear my gloves and I wash my hands. My hands are cracked. I keep lotion by my bedside because I have to lotion all the time when I get home. There is hand sanitizer all over my office, so we use hand sanitizer every time we come into or go out of a door. And we had the unfortunate foresight that our parent company is located in China, so we knew it was coming, and we were already stocking up on PPE for our employees and hand sanitizer, so we've been, sure that's the reason for the lotion. Listen, I don't need no lotion, you know I'm good, down there, anyway. So we were well stocked. We are running low on supplies, but we have been able to, wait it out a little bit longer than everyone else has. I know, Bree, I'm not supposed to touch the face part. I'm supposed to adjust it from here. It's training. So I tested negative for COVID-19, and that's because I wear a mask and I take all the proper precautions. I am still out in the public. I am the only one who does the shopping in my house because unless I need someone to help carry big-ass water bottles, I don't need my kid to go with me to the grocery store. So he's been out of the house maybe twice in the last 2 months. I haven't seen my mom in over 2 months because my mom and my stepdad are both high risk, and I'm out in the public every single day. I can't go see them. I can't potentially carry it back to them. Although I'm negative, my boyfriend also tested negative. My girlfriend hasn't had her results back yet, but I'm sure she'll test negative as well because we're negative. And I have been in contact with them very briefly a couple of times over the last 2 months. I know it's all about taking the proper precautions, and that's wearing a face mask, washing your hands, using hand sanitizer when necessary. It's really that simple. Maintaining 6 foot distance. Oh my God, we didn't have a show last week, so I didn't get to tell you guys my favorite back the fuck up bitch story. I had to go to the post office after work, so I had to drop off a package at work. I'm touching my face. I'm not supposed to do that. I had to drop off a package at work, or for work. And I got in line at the post office, and they have the little squares, stand here, stand here, stand here. This little old lady comes rolling in, coughing all over everything, fucking touching everything, and she gets right up on my ass. Like, there ain't no big box for her to stand in that says, please stand here. So I took a step forward and turned around and said, could you please step back, maintain 6 feet of distance? And she looked around me at the now 5 foot space between me and the person in front of me. I was like, that's not 6 feet. And I said, that's because I had to step forward to turn around to tell you to back up. So she took like a half hesitant step back. So we go through most of this line, and we get to the part where the line corners to go into the actual post office and not just out in the lobby area. And she has been coughing the whole time and not covering her fucking mouth. Like, I'd have been fine if she'd have been like, or something like that. No. She's standing in the middle of this lobby with everybody else and all over everything. No mask. Not even covering her face with her hand. Like, she's fucking 2, right? Like, my fucking niece, who is just not even in kindergarten yet, knows to cover her mouth when she coughs. For real. So, I turned around with my mask on. And it wasn't even this one. It was a much more neutral mask. I have 2 masks that I got from Bree. This is the one that stays at home in case my kid actually needs to go out anywhere. I turned around and I looked her in the eye and I said, "Listen here, you feckless crabapple. If you don't cover your mouth the next time you cough, I'm going to make sure that you are the focus of my satanic prayers tonight." And then I turned around. She took 2 steps back and was fucking silent the rest of the time I was there. I got a thumbs up from a post office worker who was trying to walk around her, but she was coughing on everything, so he wasn't just going to walk past her while she was hacking at him. Oh my God. Anyway, wear your mask, people. It's not that inconvenient. I know it's like, oh my God, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't. Okay, listen. If you're going to act like that, you're going to hyperventilate. And that's what's going to make it feel like you can't breathe. If you have ever watched a show based in the Arctic or Alaska or anything like that, and they tell you when you're out in the snow, you don't work hard. You work easy and slow because you don't want to work up a sweat. Because working up a sweat can kill you in the snow. It's the same concept. Don't move so fast. Don't get yourself out of breath so that you feel like you're breathing into and out of a thing. Like, okay, don't do that. Don't work yourself up. Just calm the fuck down. If you don't think you can be calm enough to go to the store, then don't go to the fucking store. Order your groceries in. Oh, groceries can't come into me. Okay, there's someone in your house, someone else in your family, anyone who can go to the store, get your grocery list, drop it off for you, and then you can wipe it all down as you bring it in. Oh, that's the other thing. I carry sanitizing wipes in my car. I'm also happen to be a prepper, so I have a ton of first aid supplies, so I really didn't have to worry about running out of stuff for myself. Alcohol and hydrogen peroxide. Here's a task I want you all to do. I want you all to go to the CDC website and look for their approved list of cleaners, disinfectants. The top 2 you are going to see are isopropyl alcohol, quaternary ammonium, and hydrogen peroxide. If you have full strength Windex, not the ammonium free, but full strength Windex or fantastic multi-purpose cleaner, you have the top 2 cleaners recommended by the CDC. Ammonium is quaternary ammonium. It's the shit you clean your house with. The stuff you already have is what the CDC tells you need. That's what you need to wipe stuff down with. If you can't find disinfecting wipes, what you do is you go get yourself a fucking jar or take one of the tubs from an old set of wipes. Cut your a roll of paper towels in half, stuff it in there, and soak it in one of these cleaners and take that with you. And use that as your disinfecting wipe. There's instructions on the CDC website about cleaning and disinfecting using these products. It's everyday products. Fucking fantastic. You guys, that shit that you wouldn't buy because you're like, hell no. That's like the off-brand, on-brand shit. No, that's the shit that's going to save you. Go buy your ass some fucking Windex with ammonium in it, or any other all-purpose, multi-surface cleaner that has ammonium in it. Lysol is hard to get a hold of. You don't need Lysol. You don't need Lysol. Everyone's running around trying to buy up Lysol spray. You don't need it. There are a ton of other cleaners out there that you can get. Cleaners that come in concentrate 1-gallon bottles that are cheaper than a can of Lysol. Take that bottle, go down to the dollar store, get yourself a little fucking spray bottle, squish, squish, squish spray bottle. Mix it according to the directions on the CDC about how to use it as a disinfectant for COVID-19 and carry that the fuck around. You guys don't need Lysol. You don't need bleach. You don't even need hand sanitizer, honestly. If you carry a spray bottle full of hydrogen peroxide and you feel like you need to disinfect your hands, full strength hydrogen peroxide will work. It says so on the fucking website, you guys. Anyway, So there's your thing. I'm COVID-19 free. I wear a mask wherever I go. I'm home right now in my COVID-19 free home. But I'm wearing a mask to show you that it's not a big deal. I'm getting worked up and breathing heavy inside my mask and not passing out because it's not a big fucking deal. Like, seriously. Like Elexia said, this isn't about keeping me safe. It's about keeping other people safe. It's about keeping your grandma safe. It's about keeping my grandma safe. It's about keeping that bitch in the fucking post office that I had to put in my satanic prayers. It's about keeping her dumbass safe. It's about protecting the community, not about protecting yourself. So wear a fucking mask. Please. What else was I... Oh, Elexia wanted me to talk about incels and describe what an incel is. An incel stands for involuntarily celibate. These are guys who can't get laid and they blame it on women. I can't get my dick wet because women are bitches. That's what an incel is. That is all it is. Now, sometimes it's mostly white straight dudes, but occasionally you'll throw in the occasional gay guy who's an incel. But okay, here's the thing about involuntary celibate, becoming involuntarily celibate. You're not involuntarily celibate. You could get laid. You just have to stop being a fucking douchebag. Stop being a douchebag. That's what it is. It's not women. It's you, honey. I hate to tell you this, but no one wants to fuck you because I don't want to fuck a bag of garbage. I'm just saying. I would rather fuck a steaming pile of dog shit than your garbage ass incel self. To that fucking 17-year-old boy who stabbed a girl, and at first it was just a basic, like, we have no idea what's going on. This kid went crazy and stabbed them. And then after a little bit of investigation, now they're calling it an incel attack. So clearly this guy said it was because these girls are pretty and they won't fuck me. And it's at a massage parlor. So maybe he went and thought he was going to get fucked, and then when she turned him down, he fucking stabbed her. I'm going to bet you that's what we find out this fucking story was. I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's my fucking prediction. I'm putting on my hat of prognostication, and I'm fucking saying he's going to do it because he thought he'd get his fucking jollies off, and this professional massage parlor lady was like, that's not how this rolls, buddy, and he stabbed her. That's probably what happened. So fuck that guy. And fuck all the rest of you fucking incels. Oh, no, wait. You're not getting fucked. That's the whole fucking point, isn't it? You're so fucking garbage, trash, disgustingness that nobody will fuck you. And good. You don't deserve to be fucked. Because until you're ready to work the fuck on yourself, and you're ready to make yourself better, no one's going to want to fuck you, you incel cunt. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have called you a cunt. You lack both the depth and the warmth to be a fucking cunt. You're just an incel asshole. Nope, you're not even an asshole. You lack the flexibility of an asshole. What can we call you? Not any body part. Maybe a testicle? You're kind of sensitive if you get pushed the wrong way. An incel testicle? I like that. Incesticle. No, that's gross. Although probably appropriate for your incel ass. I don't know, I'll come up with something. I'll work on it. I'd like to apologize to our Patreon subscribers. I haven't been doing my live broadcasts in the morning like I'm supposed to. Because as soon as I went back to working full-time, I went back to working overtime. I have not worked a single day less than 10 hours in 2 weeks, and it's mostly 12-hour days. Actually, that's not true. I only worked 9.5 hours today. I got out early because I got all my work done because I'm badass like that. Actually, I don't have all my work done. I have all my work done for today, but I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. And my boss was like, that's cool. I think you've deserved an early out. So I was out. I am going to get back into it soon. I promise you guys. It's just that I'm so exhausted by the time I get up in the morning. And I'm even going to bed at a normal time, but I'm just so exhausted from the constant craziness. Incesticle. Yeah. I'm so exhausted by the constant craziness. I'm sleeping like shit. I'm having nightmares. I'm waking up 3 or 4 times in the night. And I know what I need to do. I need to take my melatonin and have a nice glass of tea before I go to bed. And, you know, I know what I need to do. But it's fucking hard to get yourself into good habits when you're so used to being in bad habits. Super bad habits. Yeah. So anyway, that's what an incel is. They're the douchebag you don't want to fuck, and they're mad because you don't want to fuck them. They're the nice guy who thinks that because they're the nice guy, you owe them a pussy dinner. Like, excuse me, dude? No. You were nice. Thanks for helping me out. Thanks for being a friend. I was going to say I don't fuck my friends, but we all know that's not fucking true. Sorry. I got a hair stuck inside my mask and it's bothering my nose. Yeah, you don't owe anybody sex for any reason. You don't owe them sex because they have a dick and you have a pussy. It's not necessary. You don't owe them sex. I do not feel sorry for incels. You can change. You can change. You have the ability to remove yourself from that category. Yes, I fuck my friends. I forgot to mute my phone. And so I'm getting notifications on my phone while I live stream to you guys. That's what's been going on in my life. My company developed a new product. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Hold on, my air conditioner came on. It's designed to come on at 8 o'clock. I'll leave it on. Fuck it. You guys can deal with it. That just means it's almost time for me to get off. My company developed 2 new products that you are probably going to start seeing in a lot of public places, especially if you go to casinos. It is a thermal imaging scanner that can be used at walk-in areas so that they can take your temperature as you're coming in. So you can feel safe knowing that everyone who is in there does not have a temperature. Now here's the thing. Not everyone who gets COVID-19 develops symptoms. They don't develop a fever. Not everybody does. And that's one of the reasons why I got tested, because I haven't been showing any symptoms, but I am in the public a lot. I deal with people all day, every day. I receive shipments, I send shipments, I handle boxes from people. Ugh. Anyway, that's why I got tested. And it's why I'll go back and get tested again in another month if I can. Because just because I don't have it now doesn't mean I won't catch it later. A lot of people... The scary thing about this is a lot of people are they're asymptomatic. And so they're thinking they're not sick, and they're not wearing masks or gloves or covering their face when they cough, and they're spreading it to people. People who may also be asymptomatic, who then don't know they're sick, and then they take it home to their kids who might have asthma, or their parents who might have COPD, or their partner who maybe have a compromised immune system because they're going through chemotherapy. That's why you wear a mask. It's not to protect you. It's to protect your loved ones. It's to keep your family safe. It's not about being part of a herd. It's not about being commanded by my government to wear one, because my government's not commanding me to wear one. It's about protecting my family. It's about making sure that the people that I love don't get sick and die. Because if I brought this home to him, and it would be me doing it, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't deal with knowing that I got my kid sick and that I killed my kid. There's no way I could deal with that. That's why I wear a mask. That's why you should wear a mask. That's why I'm going to yell at your fucking grandmother at the post office if she gets up in my fucking business, coughing all over me and everyone else, not wearing a mask and not maintaining social distancing. That's why I'm going to be a bitch this entire fucking year, for the rest of this year, while I tell a motherfucker to back the fuck up out my space. Please cover your mouth when you cough, you feckless crabapple dickberry. Wear a mask. It's not for me. It's not for you. It's for the people you love. I think I'm going to end that there. If you like what we do, support us on Patreon. SinCityBounty.com. Go to our website. All of our links are there. You can find links from Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. Toxie really does a much better job, so go follow her on Instagram. That's it, you guys. Wear a mask. Be kind to one another. Stay 6 feet the fuck away from me, bitches.
So I have a few things to talk about tonight, but you saw, all right, I am going to start my night out though, just the last show with my favorite drink, which is the Crown Royale with peach. I figured I'd start out with a shot and follow it up with a drink from Sonic, my new favorite, which is a mango unsweet iced tea. So anyway, if anyone else is drinking, cheers. Seriously, mango iced tea. It's like the greatest thing ever. So I have a few things to go over tonight, just a few. So I was going to share with you guys. First, May is Masturbation Month. So we normally do a lot in regards to masturbation when it's Masturbation Month, but there's a lot of other things going on right this moment. So just a reminder, May has come and so should you. And I will, in a little bit, just share some fun facts with y'all regarding masturbation because nothing like a sweet segue into that. I also would love to share with you a little bit about 23andMe, my experience with that, and a little surprise family member I got today, who's not that much of a surprise, but it's more confirmation and peace of mind. I'd like to talk about my TikTok, which I would like you all to add me on, and share a little bit about that experience. And then I'm going to read another part from 3 to Tango and Other Bedtime Stories for Adults by Jason Dean. And I'm going to share with you that if you've been following this at all, I'm going to skip ahead 2 stories because there's 12 stories and I've only read 2. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit tonight, but feel free to go back, catch up on some other stories and what have you. So I had to go to the dentist recently. I had to get 2 teeth pulled, which was not pleasant. I will tell you that if you're in Las Vegas and need a dentist, I literally have like the most perfect dentist. She was referred to me. And I'm one of those people that if you were a dentist, you would not want me in there. Like, I'm the person who leaves and you're like, oh, she's making me reconsider this whole dentistry thing. I have a intense fear of the dentist. I have a lot of anxiety. I'm right up front. I'm like, listen, I'm a very anxious person. I am probably going to cry. It's going to be awful. So it was a very pleasant experience. I do very specifically remember, though, I had to do what's that stuff called? Where they put it on your face. The nitrous. So I did the nitrous, and it seemed to help a little, with the anxiety, although I kept having some points where I was just ridiculous. Like, I thought I was going to die. Like, at one point I'm laying there and I was shaking so hard I could feel my chest about to beat out. And I'm like, I probably should tell them I'm about to die here. So luckily I didn't. But anyway, I remember at one point, like, my mouth is super numb and it's like, just, all this stuff was going on, and they pull away for a moment, and I just remember saying to them, like, oh, this is gonna hurt like a motherfucker, only it didn't come out as cool as it did in my head. So in my head, I was like badass. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna hurt like a motherfucker. But basically it came out like, Like, you got hot with my fault, what? Like, that's basically what they got from me. So anyway, super awesome experience. Highly recommend if any of y'all need a dentist here in town. Definitely have a recommendation for you. So I have a TikTok. I don't know how long I'll have it. I do not know if anything will be added to it, but I have a TikTok with 2 videos. And those 2 videos are possibly the only videos I will have. It's very, very, what's the word? I can't even think right now. It seems like too much work. It seems like too much work for me. Like, I did one of the challenges, I did one separate video. It just felt like a little too much work. So I told my teenager, I'm probably going to need you to take care of this whole TikTok thing and help me figure out how to do, some of these challenges or what have you. And so it made me think of, at first I'm like, maybe I'll just add her on the TikTok. But I remember how it went with Instagram. So my TikTok is Toxie O'Shea. So go on me. I'm wearing a cute dress. That's really all that matters. Anyway, so I considered having my teenager handle the TikTok deal and just tell me where to go, tell me what to do, you cut the videos, you make it, you do all of that, which she actually does. She helps me with my Instagram. But the problem with my Instagram is that because she helped me set it up and she helped me add people and she just helped me really get things going, it's on her phone. So what will happen is I'll be in one room and then my 16-year-old will be in the other room. And then she'll be like, Mom, someone on Instagram likes your butt. Because, random people send me DMs and apparently whatever they send pops up on her thing. So, she gets to read and experience everything that kind of comes through there. So anyway, I wasn't quite sure how much of that I wanted her to have to deal with TikTok. But anyway, there's that. So add me on TikTok, Toxie O'Shea, TOXIOSHEA. I was really trying to get a certain amount of people in 3 days because someone else I know got 1,200 followers in 3 days. And I'm a cocky motherfucker sometimes, especially after a drink. And I'm like, I can beat that amount in 3 days. And I don't know, I have 3 followers. So anyway, if y'all could follow me, that would be awful swell. Hello, Paul. Hello, Joe, Victor. Thank you for liking my butt. If you could tell me on Instagram so my daughter could see it, that would be awesome. She, at this point, she just kind of rolls her eyes and she's like, all right. So I don't know, has anyone else done 23andMe? I did it was maybe 2 years ago. And so I've talked on the show before about my father, who's a farmer, but he's technically not actually my real dad. So I have this whole side of the family that I don't know and I didn't know much about. And I did 23andMe, which has been an amazing experience. It turns out I was a little less German than I thought and a little more British and Irish than I was aware of. And I'm African and I'm just a really different mix than from what I was already, always aware of growing up. So, anyway, it connected me with some family members and that was great. It connected me with an aunt and a cousin and just people I never really knew, but got some information, regarding my bio dad and everything. And today, and I had a heads up that he was probably going to pop up eventually, but today I had a half brother pop up. I get the little notification on my phone, like you have new family members on 23andMe, and bam, brother. So definitely love to hear anyone else's experience on 23andMe. Definitely a very, very interesting experience. Hello, gentleman whose name I can't really pronounce. Elexia. Hello. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, May is masturbation month. And I mean, I'm going to be honest. If you're home and you're still under quarantine and you're in an area where it's just a lot of time to spend alone, why not use that time to check in with yourself? Why not use that time? Sierra, is your brother hot? I don't know what to tell you. I have one that people tend to find hot. I don't know the others well enough to, classify them as such, but I'll leave that up to you. I'll share that with you offline. But anyway, I figured I would share with you guys 8 things to know for masturbation month. So, a few things. We're in the midst of International Masturbation Month, and most of us are under quarantine, much like myself. No idea why it's May, but I'm assuming, I don't know. But here's a few fun facts. Sierra, oh yeah, that one's hot too. And people tell me that all the time. But it's weird. It's my brother. It's kind of weird. Paul already did 3 times today. That is awesome. That means your system is clear and it helps. And so, it has so many health benefits for you that I won't go into all of them, but it definitely helps with, a lot of health issues, and make sure, your pipes are clear. Definitely a huge benefit. So here's a few facts. About 1 in 7 women have never masturbated. I am not that one. When asked if they've masturbated before, 15% of the women surveyed said no, compared to just 1% of men. I can't even imagine the men who are like, no, I don't do that. Although I did once, I briefly dated a guy who didn't masturbate. He absolutely refused to masturbate. He's like, no, that's your job. And I'm like, I mean, you definitely have to, know yourself enough to know what you enjoy, to be able to share with me what you like, and you really ought to give it a try. Are more likely to use sex toys. All right. When asked whether they used objects when masturbating, 43% of the women in the study said sometimes, compared to 13% of men. Men were twice as likely as women to say they use fantasies every time when masturbating. 1/3 of men said so, though the researchers didn't seek to categorize types of fantasy. So, missed opportunity there. Girls and boys first masturbate in their early teens, and we will move right past that. Duration can vary from 5 minutes to 150 minutes. So, is that 2.5 hours? A tad. Lisa, I cannot sit here without laughing and blushing during this topic. I mean, it's masturbation month. So, the duration can vary from 5 minutes to 150 minutes. That's according to the incredibly small sample size of 1. Reddit user Touching for Science has been timing his masturbation sessions since 2013. The 21-year-old, at the time of this article, the 21-year-old had masturbated 379 sessions over the past year. The median session time was 33 minutes. But they touching for science has determined that it could be as quick as 5 minutes, take as long as 150 minutes. Injuries. Go easy, guys. Even touching for science notes. I've broken the skin a few times in the past. I looked at 2015 emergency room admissions as collected by the National Electronic Injury Surveillance System, and I searched for code 1610 in the database, which refers to massage devices or vibrators. Of the 46 incidents reported, most descriptions should not be read by the squeamish. One is a 24-year-old male glass vibrator stuck in rectum, a 53-year-old male with wife's 6-inch vibrator in rectum, using it and lost grip, 26-year-old female with vulvovaginal itching and external cut-like lesions on genitalia. Note that many, many more people in America have hurt themselves with sex toys. The database only collects info from a national representative sample of emergency rooms. There is the God factor. A 2008 study in the Archives of Sexual Behavior found that individuals who describe themselves as agnostic or atheists were much more likely to have masturbated than those from specific religious groups. Overall, 95% of agnostics said they have masturbated at least once in their lives, compared to 64% of fundamentalist Protestants, 62% of Christians, and 53% of Jews. The average age of first sexual caress varied between groups. Nor, incidentally, did the average number of times that respondents said they had cheated on their partners, which was about 1.3 times. I'm not sure how that 0.3 happens. Married people are less likely to masturbate. So the NSSHB conducted a look at how relationship status might affect masturbation frequency. For women, having a relationship status of single and dating meant the highest chances of masturbating in the last 90 days. Jesus, 90 days. Like, all right. If you have to go back 90 days, ladies, let's talk. Let's make this a little more frequent than 90 days. 0.3 is just the tip. That must be it. You must have gotten just the tip in there. Meanwhile, men who described themselves as single were the most likely to have given themselves a handjob in the past 3 months. Over 60% of men watch porn. And in a study, it looked at a representative sample of, it's just a shit ton of men and women. It found that 63% of men had looked at porn at least once in their lives, compared to 20% of women. Interesting. So I definitely fall into that 20% of women. I have zero shame in the fact that I watch porn. But there's 8 fun facts to keep in mind regarding National Masturbation Month. So there's that. Lisa, you doing good? You all right here? Because if you were laughing and blushing at the last one, this one, we're about to read another part from 3 to Tango and Other Bedtime Stories for Adults. And this one is a little bit beyond the masturbation talk, so there you go. All right, if you guys want to check these out, they are on my Toxie page. You might have to scroll back a little. Again, it's called 3 to Tango and Other Bedtime Stories for Adults. It's by Jason Dean, and he wrote a 12-part series book. This one is, I skipped ahead, so I think I'm on section 5. Dim the lights and get ready. I will try not to giggle. I can't promise. I'll try not to. I enter the house, careful to lock the door behind me. The space is peaceful and silent. I can detect no motion in the house, yet I know someone's home. I take off my sports coat and tie and casually toss them on the couch in the living room. I slip off my shoes and begin to make my way to the bedroom, creeping stealthily along the lush carpeted floor. The door to the master bedroom is cracked ever so slightly, offering me no glimpse at what lay behind the door. Slowly, placing one hand on the door, I pushed it open and surveyed the scene before me. The main lights were off, but the room was well lit by dozens of candles, more than enough to illuminate the soft form of my love before me. The play of light and shadow allows me to glimpse her voluptuous form exactly as I want her to be, on her knees, naked, hands behind her back, head bowed. Even though she knew I was in the room, she waited for me to clear my throat before she looked up at me. I smirked and nodded my head in approval at the job she had done in preparing for the evening. I started to circle her, studying her and examining her. I ran a finger down her shoulder blade, and I saw her give a bare shiver at my touch. I traced a line on her back between her shoulders, touching her soft skin. I placed my hand on her chin and raised her head up. Her eyes were closed as I placed my right thumb in the hollow at the base of her throat. I then grabbed her chin again and placed my lips on hers. She opened her mouth to join mine, our tongue performing a familiar pas de deux. That's like a French thing there. Pas de deux. Something of two. That's all I remember from French. Open your eyes, I growled as I broke the lip lock. Her emerald green eyes looked at me longingly, trying to anticipate the next move. I smiled devilishly as I looked at her. Good girl, I said, as you were. She lowered her head again as I stepped back from her and crossed the bedroom to the bureau. I opened the top drawer and took out a blindfold, a set of handcuffs, and a key. As I clicked open the bracelets, I saw her shiver, ever so slightly, again at the mere sound of them. I chuckled briefly as I made my way back. Placing the blindfold on the edge of the bed, I walked behind her and slipped first one hand, then the other into the cuffs, clicking them shut. I crossed back in front of her and ordered her to look at me once again. I slowly started to undo my white dress shirt as she looked at me, biting her lower lip. I knew she loved me more than to help me get undressed, but I decided to deny her that simple pleasure tonight, simply because I could. I unbuttoned the shirt completely and made a move to undo my belt and then stopped. I walked back over to her, key in the handcuffs. I reached over and grabbed the blindfold from the bed and said, "Undo my jeans, but go no further than that." She took her hands and reached out, undoing my belt with fumbling fingers, which meant that she was turned on beyond belief. After she undid my jeans and they slid to the floor, I stepped out of them. I slid my boxer briefs down, freeing my throbbing member from the pants, allowing it to breathe free of its cotton restraint. I looked at it. She looked at it and looked at me and licked her lips. I placed the blindfold on her head and pulled it slowly over her eyes. I took my time adjusting it, making sure I was gathering her hair from behind the strap. I then took a fistful of hair and pulled it to get her attention. Still holding her hair, I leaned down close to her ear. "You like that, don't you?" I whispered in her ear. "Yes, sir," she replied breathlessly. Her breathing had started to pick up, and she was coming in short, quick breaths. "Do you know what I want you to do right now?" I asked, as I pulled her hair a little bit more. She shook her head no. I straightened back up and moved a little closer. I placed the head of my dick on her lips and tapped them once, twice, 3 times. "Suck my dick, slut. Open wide." She opened her mouth and took me inside in one gulp, wetting my member from hilt to tip with several quick strokes from her skilled mouth. She put her right hand near the base and used the fingernails on her other hand to stimulate my balls and to trace lines on my inner thigh. I put both hands on her head and grabbed her hair. With each stroke, she tried to take me further and further into her mouth, gagging herself in the process. She was skilled, no question about that, as she would switch between fast short bursts and longer, slower, more tantalizing moves. Her familiarity with my body was apparent as she was able to bring me close to the crest of orgasm, only to back off and bring me back down a bit. She was clearly out of control now. Oh, no, she was clearly in control now and was going after what she wanted. I pulled my dick out of her mouth and she whimpered a little. I leaned over and took her blindfold off. Kissing her passionately, I grabbed her hair again and whispered in her ear, "Look into my eyes as you make me come." I straightened back up and placed the head of my dick back on her lips. She smiled as she reached up and licked the head up and down the shaft. She then began to furiously pump and suck as she stared into my eyes, her green eyes looking right at my brown ones. I felt myself get closer and closer to the edge of the precipice? I'm not familiar with that word, so. Precipice. No hope for a return. She kept going, chasing after her reward. I cried out, "Holy shit," as I felt my balls tighten and relax as the first spurt of cum shot out of me into her warm, wet mouth. She continued to pump my dick as she took load after load into her mouth. I emptied everything I had. She took it willingly, lovingly. She swallowed every drop I had to give and licked the head of my dick clean, sighing as she finally let me fall out of her greedy mouth. She remained on her knees, head cocked to the side, with a smile on her face as she waited for the next stop on her evening's journey. I reached down, pulled my love to her feet. Taking her hand, I guided her over to the bed and had her lean over it, her head down on the comforter. I stepped back and watched her for a minute, making her wait, knowing the anticipation was simultaneously her and exciting her. I strode towards her plump bottom and gave each ass cheek a very light tap with the palm of my hand. The playful swatting of her bottom caused her to intently at first, as she relished my touch. I got down on my knees behind her, allowing me easy access to her nether regions and to her ass. I swatted both cheeks again, a little bit harder this time, slowly increasing the sensations for her. I then licked and kissed her ass in the spots where I could start to see the blood flowing. I took one finger, traced it along her inner thigh near her pussy. Her juices were flowing heavily. I slid my finger inside her, and her gasp with delight at this surprise. I pulled my finger out and proceeded to spank her again in the same spot as before, a little bit harder this time. I soon found myself establishing a rhythm of kisses, licks, and smacks, increasing the sensation with each passing smack on her ass cheek, pushing her to her nose. Her bottom was soon flush as the blood was rushing to her ass, red marks forming from where my palm had made repeated contact. I kissed and licked each of her bountiful cheeks one more time and then spread her legs apart a little bit, allowing me full access to her dripping pussy. I used my tongue to trace around her upper thighs and plump lips, lapping up each drop of her sweet nectar. She wiggled in response, trying to keep up with my probing and inquisitive tongue. I slid one finger, then two, inside her warm pussy and moved them in and out. I started to trace and tease her asshole while I was doing this, and she started to cry out in pleasure as I increased the speed of my fingers. I curled the fingers inside her and probed a little bit to find just the spot I was looking for, and I used my other hand and tongue on her clit at the same time. I heard my pet yelp as I hit those sensitive spots. I could feel her muscles clenching as she began to cross that sea of pleasure. "God," she explained as she began to come. She began to squirt, and I tried to drink up as much of her as I could. I savored the taste of her juices, and as they flowed, my mouth became almost as greedy as hers. As she relaxed, I slowly withdrew my hand from her, stood up behind her, placed the tip of my rock-hard dick at the entrance to her pussy and waited for her to say the magic words. "Fuck me, sir. Please fuck me. Please," I heard her beg. I teased her by sliding in an inch, then withdrawing. She moaned as I continued the process, sliding in a bit and then withdrawing completely. Slowly, I worked my way all the way inside her, held still for a second, drinking in the union of our bodies. I grabbed her hair with my right hand and pulled her head up off the bed. "You like that, don't you?" I asked, as I started to slowly pump in and out. "Oh, yes," she growled with pleasure. "You like feeling that dick, don't you?" "Yes, sir. I love your dick." "Say that again," I commanded. "I love your dick," she shouted as I started to pick up the pace. I relaxed my grasp on her hair slightly, but I still held on to it, using my free hand. I spanked her left ass cheek in between strokes. I released my grip on her head and sank back down on the bed. Our fucking intensified and the pace quickened. She started to squirt on me as our orgasms began, and feeling her come on me made me even more turned on. I was sliding in and out of her with the greatest of ease, and she felt so good. "Damn, baby, I'm gonna come," I said, as I inevitably approached. "Come for me, baby. Come inside me. I want to feel it." I let out a low, throaty groan as I felt the tension building up through my thighs, up through my groin, as I got closer and closer to giving her what she wanted. "Here I come," I shouted with one final stroke. That was all it took to relieve the tension that had been building inside of me. I felt the first shot of cum shoot out of me into her warm, inviting pussy. She moaned beneath me as I unloaded inside of her. She used her skilled muscles to milk me dry once more, and I collapsed, spent on top of her. I slid up to her left ear and bit it gently. "Good night, girl," I whispered, and felt her shiver with pleasure beneath me. That is it. That is all. If you want to read more, go to 3 to Tango and Other Bedtime Stories for Adults. You'll find it on my Facebook page. If you guys have not followed us yet, I know the others mentioned it as well, please follow us. Follow us on Facebook, SinCityBounty. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. You can follow my TikTok with 2 whole videos. You can follow my Instagram. Just anything you look for, we're pretty good at branding. So SinCityBounty on any media, including, by the way, your favorite podcast channel. Look for us on there. We're on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, we're on Google Play. You can hear some of our, previous podcasts. Definitely thank you for joining us. I know it's a little different with all 3 of us kind of going on separate, but we appreciate those of you who watched any part, all parts, stuck in. Thank you so much for joining us every week. Everybody stay safe. And till next time. Oh wait, we'll see you next time if you're brave enough. Later, bitches!